want to go and talk to Peter Bowles, who's part of the Hazardous Area Response Team, paramedics. He featured in the recent series of Ambulance on BBC One. Peter, evening to you.
Good evening. Thanks very much for having us.
It's okay. I mean, how many violent crimes are West Midlands Ambulance Service dealing with on a week-by-week basis? Can you put a figure next to it?
I think it runs in the tens week by week. I think year to year it's increased approximately 200 per year over the last 2 years. So we're dealing with roughly just over 1,500 stabbing and shooting incidents in 2017 and 2018. That's just stabbing and shooting incidents, not including assaults with blunt weapons or no weapons.
It's pretty frightening. And anybody that's seen the TV show Ambulance, which was a very successful show and also was quite graphic in dealing with various emergencies, can only have total admiration for the work you do. When you get to a situation like that, you're clearly in a zone in the moment. But when it's all over, when you've dealt with it, it's then that it kicks in. And I know there's all sorts of help in that regard for paramedics, but it's getting a tougher and tougher job then, isn't it?
It is. It's becoming quite tough. I mean, when you're dealing with those kind of incidents, you can become task-focused, but you need to remain situationally aware and look after your own safety and the safety of your crewmates while you're dealing with that incident. But then afterwards, it's all about debriefing with your colleagues and understanding what's gone on and understanding the actions you took, and then debriefing with senior management as well. And therein begins the support from the service's point of view.
And people carrying out open heart surgery, as we heard in James's case. I know you weren't there specifically, but I don't know whether that's a situation you've ever been in. But that's huge pressure on your colleagues in that sense.
Yes, it is huge pressure, and I think it's a traumatising thing to have to see on the side of the road, but unfortunately it's a necessary intervention in some of these incidents. There's a number of medical teams across the West Midlands that can perform such a task, and thankfully we have those there should they be required.
Because of what's going on with the additional violent crime, stabbings, knife crime, gun crime, is there additional training that's been taken on by paramedics to try and deal with ever more serious situations?
We do focus a lot on trauma training, and we've recently seen an increase in the amount of trauma equipment that we carry on the ambulance only within the last year now. So
it's being stepped up. You're having to carry a lot more gear.
It is being stepped up. We do carry a lot more gear. I think in 2016, 2017, that year, there was almost 4,500 admissions to hospitals in England, and that was up 7.5% over the previous year, and almost 22% since 2014, 2015. I think there was a plateau of this kind of knife crime around 2012, 13, 14, but ever since 2015 it's been on an upward trend, and the West Midlands are second only to London at the moment for knife crime statistics.
Yeah. Peter Bowles, who's part of the Hazardous Area Response Team, the paramedics doing a great job, who featured in the recent series of Ambulance on BBC One. Peter, thanks for joining me on the show tonight. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks very much for having us.